out and about in Doris. About to go for a little drive. Here we go. As you can see, she does go like a startled rabbit. 2.1 fuel injected engine makes a lot of difference. 5-speed gearbox is very, very nice, I have to say. It means that you can cruise at 70-75 miles an hour without too much of a fuel penalty. And it is armchair motoring because you have armrests. Surely. As you look around this camper van, you sort of think it doesn't get much better than this in terms of specification. I think the only thing I would add is a leisure battery, which for some reason it hasn't got. I don't really understand that. They're very easy to fit. The electrics are done with a kit from Just Campers, and then obviously you buy a battery, and you can buy a really whiz battery, which they're expensive, but they're designed for leisure batteries, so they won't start the car, the van, but they will run lights and things like that and fridges for much longer than a conventional car battery will do, because a conventional car battery puts out a lot of amperage for a short period of time, whereas a leisure battery does it the other way around. Low power, but for a long period of time. But obviously that's more expensive. You can go. That's 4th gear. That's 5th gear. And pulling, it just pulls like a train. I don't know whether you've read the listing for her, but I'll just run through what I can remember of the specification. 5-speed gearbox, 2.1 litre fuel injected engine, 1987, 153,000 miles, 6 former keepers, running sort of front to back, dash tidy, radio stereo with CD player, which for some reason the right hand speakers have suddenly stopped working, so I think there's a loose connection somewhere. There are tweeters and bass units down at the bottoms of the doors. It has an oven, gas-powered oven, has a 2-burner hob and a grill, has electric pumped water, obviously gas bottle. It has a heating system which I've never tried. Assume it doesn't work, it's always safest. The gas fridge does work, I have used that. I just needed to one day. Rock and roll bed, seat belts for 6 people, so mum and dad here up front, and there's a dicky seat rearward facing which has a lap and diagonal belt, and then there are 3 belts on the back bench. Now obviously you won't get 3 adults across there, but you would get 3 children without any question, especially if they were in their own individual car seats. Booster cushions, not car seats, I don't think. Reading lights all over the place, opening vent for the cooker. There is an overhead vent, electrically operated extractor vent, but again I've never used that. I've never actually cooked in it, and there's a confession. But the cooker does work. I did boil a kettle. Well, the cooker works, the rings work, alright, being pedantic. She has power outlets and sockets all over the place. She's wired up for 240 volts, and there are plugs here and there, sockets here and there. What else can I tell you? Got a tow bar with twin electrics, meaning you can tow a caravan with it, which would be that would be perfectly okay with one of these, with a 2.1 litre engine. I wouldn't want to do it with a 1.9, the lower output. That would be a bit tiresome, I think. Although people do it, I've seen people do it. And that's about it. Twin tables. That's another thing I forgot. Twin tables. Little table that goes in between these 2 seats, and then a bigger table at the back, so that Everybody can sit around and have their supper. They stow away behind the driver's seat, and they're on remote poles, which are sort of bendy poles, rather like a Westphalia type arrangement. Overhead skylight. Anyway, I've waffled on enough. There you have it. Doris.